all the spaceships to Davenport prepare for divanarchy and interface with the couch in space. Welcome back to space because it's space couch time. I was at the space dentist earlier and I thought my face was going to be like half numb for this episode, but I'm almost back. Like it's pretty much back, and one of my teeth is fake, but you'll have to guess. You don't have to take my word for it. Well, I guess you do, because there's not like another authority out there on my tooth. What am I talking about? The answer is, of course, our amazing sponsors. This week, it's Liger Hawk Records. Check out the Tremendous 10.
Through the fog, my thoughts are hazy. What did you do to us all now? Yeah. Okay. Look at pearly white teeth, lead asbestos. Times are hard and the kids.
And also, still sponsored by Super 7, the coolest action figures in all the land or space. Go to super7.com/Space Couch Show. Say it with me, Vampire Mermaid.
Now for Vampire Mermaid. Vampire Mermaid.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am very intrigued by today's guest. Something of a man of mystery, not only in his personage but in his content. Electronic musician, prognosticator extraordinaire. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Madison Gray. Fuck. All right, one more title. That's all right. We're just gonna leave it in. So the title that you saw on screen that I totally meant to do was encapsulate what you create. So tell us about your voluminous output, Mr. CRT Face.
Well, as you introduced me, I'm Madison Gray, or Gray Mads, whatever anyone wants to call me. I think the best way to explain it is I'm just some asshole on the internet with way too much time on his hands.
We know all about that here on Space Couch.
I mean, that's how you make good stuff. You got to do whatever you want to actually think of, at least that's how I do it. So I guess you could say I'm a bit of I wouldn't call myself a documentarian. That's too professional. Mm-hmm. I'm more of a farmer of bad opinions. So that's what I like to do. And so I like to make videos and, just kind of document, dissect, analyze, depending on the subject matter, different things I find interesting or stuff from either my past or things that I'm currently into, as well as I'm a guess what you can call a musician, where I just pretend like I can play instruments.
Well, hey,
until I get a perfect take.
Yeah,
that's how it all works now.
Yeah, right.
You're just gonna keep doing it until it works. So that's what I do. I guess is the best way to encapsulate it.
Very cool. Well, we'll cut in some of your content here.
But if they were not a true subculture and they were just an archetype, I guess that really does beg the question here. Just how did these skin-walking alt kids come to be, and how did so many deeply defined and separated subcultures end up in a blender and turn into the poster children of angsty suburban teens steeped head to toe in commercialist drip and unironic edge? Well, to understand that, we have to go back to the beginning.
So we have all sorts of crazy, PlayStation hidden mysteries and bands I never heard of. Great focus on industrial music. Amazing content with a super cool cyberpunk aesthetic. Absolutely digging it. So we find you, of course, on YouTube at Give us how we find you out on the internet.
Gray Mads, because Madison Gray is a generic name that too many people are in. So
okay.
My username is an incomplete anagram, so it's Gray Mads, GRAYMADS.
All right. So how'd you get started in crazy digital mystery world?
A lot of it just came down to I was trying to do the whole music thing since my early 20s. I moved to California, did the whole LA game, realized I fucking hated everybody that I met. Couldn't stand it, got tired of getting scammed at every show. It's like, oh, you want to play the whiskey? Oh, that sounds fun. Hell yeah. Oh, that's going to be $600 buy-in, and you got to sell all your tickets. So after going into almost going into debt, doing that for a couple of years, and just kind of getting tired of dealing with the same snakes over and over again, I kind of lost my passion for music for a while. I also just never had the money to really fund it. I mean, you lived in California before, right?
No, I've never lived there.
Oh, thank God. Well, I'm sure you know, you've been in the game a lot longer than I have, so I'm sure you know exactly what I mean by you just burn out at a certain point, just dropping cash, going nowhere. So I needed a new outlet, and you know, this being around the time, you know, the fun, wonderful era of 2020, I started just kind of brainstorming ideas of something to do to keep myself from giving up on everything, because I'm one of those people where when I get all like bummed out or like just frustrated with something, I can't enjoy anything. So it's like I need something that's going to force me to actually interface with my hobbies and not just rot in my apartment all day.
Okay.
And so that's kind of how the YouTube thing started, was like, well, I used to autistically read Wikipedia articles and interviews and go hunt for footage of bands I liked when I was in high school at the time. Why don't I do that? And so it kind of started from there. And then it was, well, I really like these video games no one cares about. And then it was, you know, like the mystery thing that you brought up earlier. With that, it was just, a lot of these channels just show like random stock photos. I bet I can do this better.
Hell yeah.
And I love those stories. So that's kind of how it came together.
It's great content. I mean, you're sort of going into the question I had lined up next, but you know, I'm very much the same mind. It sort of forces you to interact with the world. So is it just because I was going to ask how you decide your topics, like you're into lost video games and music history. Is it just sort of your areas of personal interest?
For the most part, yeah.
Cool.
Occasionally I'll touch on things that are kind of popping, but not really. Mostly just like I'll give a game a chance. It's kind of where I do the most of that when something's new, like when Mouthwashing came out. And thankfully, when that game came out, I did that video. I actually really liked the game. It was actually not a piece of shit like most new games are, so that was pretty good. Indie game world is such a it's Russian roulette. You're either going to get something awesome that's going to blow your mind, or you're going to get something that's just terribly put together.
Yeah.
I don't like making videos on stuff just to be nitpicky and overly critical, because I don't want to shit on some indie dev that this is their first or second project.
Sure.
And I don't want to be the guy that kicks up a hornet's nest of people to then go make it to where they never do anything again.
Right.
But yeah, so for picking a topic, it's usually a mixture of what am I currently interested in? Because I'm one of those people to where if I'm not in the mood to talk about it, you're getting a shit video. You're not getting anything good. So whatever I'm currently like into at the time or that week, that's what I'm probably going to write about. So it's mostly personal interest, and I try to talk about stuff that either people don't talk about generally a lot, which is why I covered Aiden, because that's a band from the 2000s that everyone just kind of like ripped out of their mind, even though they were huge. Or I try to cover something in a way that people don't typically touch on.
Yes, I noticed that trend. It's not the same unsolved mysteries. Like you're not doing. We went out of space focus. That's okay. Distortion field. There we go. It's not like the Loch Ness Monster or whatever. It's crazy shit I never heard of. Or here's a band that I like, Inner Party System, I just learned about on your show. Like what? Like,
oh my gosh, you didn't know, dude? They're so good.
They're so good, but it's just like this. anachronistic, like it shouldn't exist in the timeline of music kind of thing, but it's just fascinating.
Well, that was what got me into them, because I remember when I was in high school, right? So I was an emo hipster, and what I mean by that is I was in high school during the scene wave, during the early 2010s.
Okay.
And so I was somebody that liked all that stuff, but I liked all the bands that were 10 years before my time, when my sister was in high school. So I was getting into shit like Chiodos and From First to Last and all those guys. And one of those bands was Thursday, if you remember them.
I know Thursday.
And and I was getting into them, listening to their stuff and looking at old tour posters. And I kept seeing this Inner Party System. I'm like, that's a weird name for like a post-hardcore band to have. So I was intrigued. I looked it up. The album cover is just like these weird green dudes in this yellow background. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This doesn't look like what I normally listen to. And at the same time, I was getting into like Nine Inch Nails and kind of your more, I guess, mainstream industrial music. And they hit this weird crossroad. And the entire time I was listening to them and reading more about them, it's like, how the fuck did you guys come out in 2007 when you sound like you're from 98?
Right. It's this Gravity Kills, kind of what I wanted Gravity Kills to be. Anyway, speaking along the industrial music route, we started as primarily an industrial music show, so I love your industrial focused content. Speaking of things that one cares about, it's pretty much industrial music and everything else for me personally. So I loved your video on agrotech.
Agrotech never quite hit the mainstream. It was almost always underground, with maybe a few artists here or there getting some mainstream attention for about 5 fucking minutes, but that's about it. It always was a very small pond. But for being as niche of a subgenre as it was, it did see some pretty big heights, with many of the prominent bands within the subgenre playing festivals like Mariluna, and some doing some decent-sized tours in Eastern Europe and even across the coasts of the United States. But there was a time in the mid-2000s where it did seem like it could be the future and actually make it mainstream.
It's a subject that I never saw covered in a documentary style, and so accurately and well researched. I'm just wondering how it came together. I mean, I'm assuming you're a fan of the genre, or else you wouldn't have done it in the first place. Is that sort of what led to it being so well researched and accurate?
Yeah, because I actually didn't do a shit ton of research. I knew a lot of that stuff offhand, and then a lot of it was kind of fact checking and building more of like the industrial section of that video, doing my history there, because I know a lot of the basic details, but I didn't know all the nitty gritty.
Got it.
Because when I was getting into industrial music was during like the dying breath of the agrotech wave in the early 2010s. So Combi Christ was still popping. Aesthetic Perfection was just starting to do the more Fry scream he does now, and everyone was raging about him at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, what the fuck? It's still good.
Right.
And so I got into the genre a little bit. I found Ludovico Technique and all those bands. And it intrigued me a lot because this is kind of like the industrial that I know from like the 90s, with the industrial rock stuff, but it's way more aggressive. And I was just barely getting into like more electronic music at the time. So I didn't know what Terror EBM was. I didn't know what, trance was, or hard style or hardcore, whatever name people want to throw on that genre, gabber. So it was super interesting. So I knew a lot of that stuff by just being into those bands for a long time. And so when I went to make the video, it was a lot of that. And I wanted to tell its story because it felt like a genre that had been lost to time.
Totally.
Like you hear inklings of it every now and again. And it is a bit of a one-trick pony at times, especially with some of the other bands. So I can get why it's that. But what interested me about agrotech more than a lot of other genres is it felt like nu metal, but without nu metal's kind of explosion into mainstream popularity. It felt like this was the next thing, the next big thing for industrial music, but it never quite took off the way like nu metal did. So I wanted to kind of talk about it from that angle.
Interesting comparison. Okay, cool. Yeah, I ran into Ludovico Technique at the club here in Knoxville not that long ago. It was kind of funny. He's like, Brian? I was like, yeah, but because I've known him for a while. But yes, that is interesting. It was just like it was everything in industrial world for a while, but it never got to new metal level. Well, on that not that industrial is new metal, but you know what I'm saying. What do you see next for industrial? Like looking back, do you have any ideas for the future, or is it totally unwritten?
I think industrial is turning into. So I have a weird view on industrial that's probably going to piss everyone in your audience off if the gods are industrial fans.
Oh, I did that long ago. Don't worry about it, man.
Well, with industrial, I've almost never viewed it as a genre the way a lot of people do. I think it started as a genre. But I mean, even going back to like Throbbing Gristle and those early bands that were more kind of like experimental noise, avant-garde kind of stuff, it kind of culminated into the 80s wave where it was a weird mixture of stuff. And then it turned into industrial rock and metal in the 90s, obviously. And for me, I just kind of saw the genre evolve into this giant umbrella term that is more so, I think, a mission statement or a production style than it is an actual genre. And I think the future is kind of what we've seen over the last 10 years with bands like Death Grips and, artists like JPEG Mafia in rap world and stuff like that. But also, you have, bands like Three Teeth that come around that bring the old sound back. And then you have all these like newer indie dudes. Like I'm sure you've heard of The Garden. They got pretty big a couple of years ago. And they even have like inklings of it. So
you can hear
I think it's something like that where it's the future is industrial is something that you can meld with just about any genre.
Interesting.
So it's now like a suffix to me. So you have like people that are making industrial pop music. You have people make industrial hip hop. You have people that are putting it in different ways in rock and metal still, and even finding different ways. Then you have the whole, shit fest that is digital hardcore, where how do you even compartmentalize that?
Yeah.
Do you throw that in industrial? Is that its own thing? Is it electronic?
Right.
And it really varies from band to band, because then you get stuff that's more electronic, but then you get stuff like one of my favorite bands over the last few years is Machine Girl. I know original, everyone loves Machine Girl, but like that, where it's like, is this industrial? Is it digital hardcore? What is this? And I think that's the future. Is just kind of fusing it to whatever you can.
I love that. It's industrial is musical carbon. It attaches to anything. Chemistry jokes. That's what you're here for. So tell us about your own music.
So the funny part is all my original Madison Gray music is about to go bye-bye because I'm redoing it all.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. So, like, you just feel the need to go back.
It's fun. It's fun. I'm planning on putting all of it up for free as like a demos thing, because I have a new album coming out hopefully towards the summer. It depends on when my mastering guy finishes working on it. It's my first time working with an engineer where I've actually been able to afford one. And that was kind of the issue with a lot of my music. So my music is a weird amalgamation of, it's kind of like my videos, whatever the fuck I'm thinking about at the moment, which sometimes results in songs that I listen to and I think, oh my God, I wrote that. But most of the time results in, oh my God, what was I doing? This is awful. So
I have no idea what that's like at all. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, sure. We all feel that. So right now I'm actually working on it. I'm redoing a lot of my old stuff and putting out like compilations and stuff. And kind of giving it the treatment I wanted, because I was never able to, because I never had an engineer, and I'm not an engineer. At all. I thought I was Clayton, right? I thought I was Selbo. I'm like, I'm gonna be that guy that's gonna do everything and it's gonna be amazing. And then I realized way too late in the game, dude, these mixes are fucking trash. What am I doing? I can't glue vocals to a track to save my life. So well, if we wanted to hear, I guess in the waning days of its availability, we could go to is it? Oh, you can go to my Bandcamp, Madison Gray at Bandcamp.
Madison Gray. Well, it's interesting to like revisit old tunes, because you can hear it for the first time in a weird way, because you almost can't hear it when you're working on it because you've listened to the same four bars 8,000 times. So it's like I do enjoy that from time to time, like remixing an old track or something like that. And there's a lot of like, Jesus Christ was exactly. I did not know what EQ was at this time. What's that?
Well, see, here's the cool thing is, unlike you, I have no following in my music. So I get the excuse. To pull it down because no one's going to notice. And then when I put it up, they're like, oh, this is actually really good.
Okay, well.
it's not like other artists where I won't name and shame him, but one of my buddies in LA, one of my few colleagues, allies out there, he kind of went through the same phase that I did, where a lot of his stuff was done guerrilla style, but he was doing more of a metal band at the time. So bad mixing and electronic music, you can say, is a style choice, which is what I used to say.
Yes, it adds
but
to it.
With him, muddy guitars don't really cut it. So when he did it, it was a whole fucking controversy in the small little scene bubble out there. But
okay.
So I'm trying to take a page out of his book and do it before anyone notices.
Okay.
But yeah, my music, I'll actually I'll let you if you want to play some of it.
Yeah, we'll cut in some here.
Yeah, I'll send in one of my new tracks for here specifically.
Space Couch exclusive. Oh. Dig it. Thanks, man. Well, okay. Music following notwithstanding, your YouTube following knocks Space Couch out of the space water. It's quite impressive. I was wondering, a lot of our guests are content creators. If you could impart any wisdom onto our viewership, onto our viewers as to how to grow viewership. Is it just making kick-ass videos like you do?
It's a lot of luck, and it's a lot of gritting your teeth and bearing it. So a lot of people will try to say oh, there's this magic bubble, you gotta do the Mr. Beast sauce, man.
Right. Okay.
That's all horseshit. That's all horseshit. I mean, that worked maybe back in the day when the algorithm was based around humans and human behavior, but it's all robots now.
Okay.
It's all, how can we dopamine max? So the best way to do it, and this is the only reason I've seen any success, is visualize who's my audience. Okay. Think about that and cater to that hardcore. So for me, right, what I did was, I'm some fucking nobody with no friends back in 2022, and I'm I want to talk about all this shit that I like, but all my handful of people I know that I'm buddies with, they all like different stuff than me. But statistically, there's millions of people just like me out there that have the same weird interests, because I've never fit into one kind of category of I guess fandom or subculture. And so I visualized, and this is what I would encourage others to do, is map out 5 or 6 videos ahead of time and think about, okay, I want to hit this topic and then I want to hit this topic. Don't do one thing. That's how you pigeonhole yourself and you learn to hate your work. And think about it as, it might not make sense to a random person to be oh, why is this person covering some RPG Maker game, then talking about some industrial band, and then talking about, some weird internet ARG from 20 years ago. But the people who are your audience that they haven't found you yet, they'll see that and be oh, that guy likes the shit I like. And they'll flock to you. So it's slower growing, but that's how I've seen any success. At least that's what I'm assuming happened.
It's simple but powerful advice. A lot of it's so easy relatively to do this sort of thing now, but really focusing on who is this for, I think, could be a powerful. I have to sort of redo that now for my sort of current audience after certain events. But that's good stuff, man. And I wanted to ask you this. We've had some other guests that do conspiracy shows and mystery shows and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if, with your particular unsolved mystery genre, because you sort of do a lot of video games and bands and then mysteries, I was wondering if there was anything that stuck with you after you covered it, just when you're doing the dishes or whatever, you're thinking about that body they found in the reservoir in the hotel, or just has any one really just sort of
there's two. So So the first one is one that actually the video I have coming out on Saturday. So the day before this comes out,
hell yeah,
is I'm covering that old creepypasta monster, the Rake, because as goofy as he looks, I find him very interesting because he's kind of based around cryptids, and cryptids have always interested me because while a lot of them are the Loch Ness monster and they're bunk, they're fake, they're stupid, but they're fun to read about. You have others like those San Francisco walkers where there's just so much footage that it's like, what is that? And realistically, we don't know. And there was a situation that happened last year where there was this dude driving through like rural North Carolina. And he calls 911 because he thinks he sees a bleeding body on the side of the road. And then this thing jumps in his truck, and it's this humanoid-like figure, and it starts banging and scratching on the bed of his truck, trying to get in while he's driving.
So they actually are like zombies, like the Walking Dead, quote unquote, walkers. Like
we don't know what it is. We don't know what it is, and that's why people associate it with the Rake, because the Rake is this like humanoid kind of figure with like sharp claws.
Okay,
that's taller, and so it got associated with that. It's definitely not the Rake. That's a fictional monster that was made on 4chan of all places back in 2006. But it's something similar, and it was serious enough to where the police actually did an investigation. They didn't find anything, obviously, but as weird as that is,
like bloody-looking
something
dudes?
happened. Yeah, it was a bloody-looking guy that jumped in his car, or jumped in the back of his car, some creature.
And it's not like a meth head; it's like a creature. So far as we can tell.
That's what he said. I mean, it could be a meth head, but I mean, I think anything that flies off the front of your truck and gets up and runs into the woods.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah. So it flew because he just slams his brakes, so it flies over the hood.
Right, does that
straight forward, so
skitters off like X-Files, fucking creepy.
Exactly. That's what I thought of. Right, I went back to the Fluke Man. So it's one of those things where just thinking about something like that existing. It's obviously not the Rake, but we don't really get scared of the woods in most places in America anymore because we don't live in it. But there's things out there we don't know. So something like that, especially because I live in a more rural area now. I'm in Texas now.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things where that stuff, you don't know what's there. And maybe it is just an animal that's sick. Maybe it's like a rabid fucking bear that looks super skinny. That really could be what it is.
Right.
But you don't know. And either way, you don't want to meet that thing in the woods. So that story sticks with me because, a lot of my time now these days, and even in California when I lived there, when I would drive around like San Bernardino and stuff in some of the more rural areas through like the wooden back roads that for miles, it's just darkness. I've always been afraid of stuff that's just sitting in the dark. Whether it's an animal, an alien, a creature, whatever it may be, I don't want to meet it. That one stuck with me. The other one would be the other one would be the monster with 21 faces from Japan.
What?
So I covered that in my last mystery video, and it was this case from the 80s where there was this group of people that were in Japan that were terrorizing food companies. And so first they kidnapped, I can't remember the name of the corporation. It's one of their big candy corporations, one that does Pocky. They kidnapped him, and then he was able to escape a few days later. And for months, they were calling for ransom. They were harassing them, and they were actually poisoning some of their products in random supermarkets. And then they would call the cops and warn them so they'd go look for it to show their power. And they found cyanide-laced candies and shit like that. And so like that case went on for months, and they went to other places. And so that story in particular, they never were caught. They got away with it completely. That story sticks with me because when I looked into that one, I found other cases.
Right.
And have you heard of the Coca-Cola killer?
No.
So another one from Japan, where it wasn't Coca-Cola with him. That's just kind of the nickname he gets.
Right.
But he was spiking drinks and getting them into vending machines because out there they have a big vending machine culture.
Yeah.
And people would just drink it thinking it's just a regular drink, and next thing you know, they're dead.
What?
And you start looking into the U.S. and there's stories like that, and just the idea of psychos getting off or using it as ransom, that shit scares me because you don't know.
That's a good one. Yeah. Like I'm just like, I'm thinking about my day and all my troubles and work, and I go to the local 7-Eleven and I buy an RC Cola, and that's it. Like just because some guy wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
No, that's the craziest part. And the thing is again, it sounds like a book, right? Like, oh, this thing happens in a book. But then you look into stuff like cyanide, and that you won't know until you have a heart attack and die.
Amazing. I mean, well,
you won't know.
Thank you.
So.
We'll put links to your content in the show notes here, because that's thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. That was cool as hell. Yeah. All right. So speaking of cool as hell, we're gonna test your metal with a little segment we like to call Radiation Round. Even though there's no wrong answers, and you can say whatever you want. All right, we'll start with seminal founding industrial bands: Skinny Puppy, Throbbing Gristle, or Front 242.
Throbbing Gristle. It's not Throbbing Gristle. Sorry, I'm gonna shit on Throbbing Gristle to piss people off. Skinny Puppy all the way, because almost all the founding sounds come from them. Front 242 is close,
right?
But I think Skinny Puppy, they had the creepiness factor, they had the gnarly, weird sampling factor to theirs, such as warping shit and the bizarre stuff. So I'll pick them any day, mostly because I can listen to Vivisect Eye, or however you say that name, and my favorite album from them, Mind of Perpetual Intercourse, any day of the week. I never get tired of those. Throbbing Gristle. Throbbing Gristle, just to make everybody mad. I don't care how formative they are, they're the Beatles, okay? I thank them for what they did, but it's boring. I don't care how scary Hamburger Lady's lyrics are.
I love it. Yeah. I am a giant Front 242 fan, but you can't go wrong with Skinny Puppy as the starter.
They're good too. I don't have any negative words for them.
It's but like, there's no wrong answers here. So for what you're saying, like, it's got to be Skinny Puppy, just for sort of kickstarting what we think of as industrial. We'll go video game. These are the movies specifically. Video game movies: Resident Evil, Doom, or Super Mario Brothers.
Okay, I need to watch the Super Mario Brothers movie. I've been meaning to watch that 90s one forever.
Okay.
But I just haven't gotten around to it because it looks atrocious, but it also looks like one of those hidden cult gems.
Yeah,
and I love bad movies.
Okay. You got it.
I love bad movies.
Then we're on the same plan on that. But of those, I guess those two, have you seen either Resident Evil or Doom?
Yes, I've seen both.
Yeah.
I don't care how bad they are as adaptations. The Resident Evil movies and anything by W.S. Anderson, Paul W.S. Anderson, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
That dude knows how to make an entertaining movie.
Oh, it kicks ass. The first one kicks ass.
Yeah. It's stupid. It's cliche, but it's fun as shit. And that theme song still goes. I was actually listening to that a few days ago.
It's good.
The Doom movie is fun too.
I like the Doom movie. I kind of wanted the whole thing to be the last 5 minutes, but
yeah, it's stupid, but it's fun. And I don't know. I'm kind of I saw you talking about bad movie marathon a while ago.
Oh, we love it. Yeah.
Your previous. I was one of those people that didn't watch movies like at all in high school because I don't know, for some fucking reason I didn't. And I've spent a lot of my the second half of my 20s trying to catch up. And I don't care how bad movies are. If they're entertaining, they're entertaining. There's nothing better than a so bad it's good movie to me.
It's the best. It's my favorite. Well, it's my favorite like genre of movie. All right, so we'll go Resident Evil on that. Very strong. I would be very like, I would actually, of those three, like, I wouldn't kick any of them out of bed, so to speak, but Super Mario Brothers is, not only is it bad, but it's unhinged. It's just like, what am I even watching right now? Like, it came out way after the popularity of Nintendo, and they worked in this whole bizarre, like, alternate universe de-evolution. So, like, what the hell? Like, somebody.
It looks like they took some like B-movie cyberpunk film and they're just like, okay, no, this is a Goomba.
Right, it's not far off.
Actually, a Goomba.
Well, I'm actually, now that John Leguizamo says if you support ICE, you can't watch his movies. So I guess I can't watch Super Mario Brothers now.
I'm sure that's what he's thinking about.
Right? Yeah, he was like, that space couch guy can't watch Spawn. But what are you gonna do? I guess
that's another one.
well, I guess if I watched his movies, that would make me a violator, because that's the name of his character. You see? Oh, Spawn jokes. That's what you're here for. All right. And oh, crap. I'm too busy yapping. So this is kind of and for the third radiation round, if you could take any video game not yet cinematized and make it into a movie, what would it be?
Ugh, that's a hard one because a lot of the ones that I would turn into movies have already been ruined with fucking awful adaptations.
Yeah, there's some bad
like
ones.
unredeemable. Like before I even give an answer, like I got a fucking rant for a second.
Yeah, sure. That's what you're here for.
Silent Hill 2 and Halo, both are some of the easiest slam dunks for movies. Their stories translate really well into a good psychological horror film.
They're basically movies already.
Yeah. They've got stories, they got characters. They don't have anything that's going to be too offensive for modern audiences. Ooh. So you can get away with them. And somehow they turned Master Chief into like Master Simp. Took his
I never saw it. Is it that bad?
It's fucking awful. I'm a monotonous motherfucker, but that show makes me rage.
No.
Okay, the Covenant. You know the ones that want to genocide and annihilate humanity.
Yeah.
They have some stupid fucking bitch as their actual leader, some baby they adopted and raped. Yeah, it makes no sense. It's like, how the fuck did you ruin Halo? And then with
it's a layup.
Hill 2, yeah, Silent Hill 2 is another layup, and then James is now some fucking stoner, and this, I won't spoil the game part of that since that's something I think people should still play. But, it's so bad, and they did the same thing with Silent Hill 3, which is my favorite game of all time.
Okay.
Another slam dunk story, and that one could be like a really visceral one.
Right.
Like the whole birthing God shit that they do in that. And they start the movie off, I shit you not, if you haven't seen it, and I don't recommend it. It's not so bad, it's good, it's just bad.
Right.
They start it with a fucking Pop-Tart jump scare where they have this like what's supposed to be creepy shit happening. They cut to, it's all a dream. A Pop-Tart just popping out of a toaster. It's like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Wait, I thought you were making a metaphor. It's literally like a Pop-Tart?
It's literally a Pop-Tart!
That's to say nothing of the strength to me of the Silent Hill series. What is it was. I'm gonna use a charged word here, but it was such a Lovecraftian approach to a video game at the time, where it's just all about mood and this slow burn. And there's Pyramid Head or whatever because you got to sell it, but like it's the appeal is just the mood and not like going boo. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's probably one of the most Lovecraftian of the series because it's literally all about this fucking interdimensional being growing in fucking character. So it's like, how do you turn that into literal Pop-Tart jump scares? Making Robbie the Rabbit now some like bloody disgusting jump scare. It's terrible. It's fucking awful.
I think we should start an emo band called the Pop-Tart Jump Scares.
The Pop-Tart Jump Scare, hell yeah.
All right, so from the top, that was Skinny. Wait, we haven't even gotten to. Well, fuck.
I'm ranting. Sorry. So if I were to turn a game into a movie and actually have it not be made by assholes, it'd probably be Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame, because that fucking game to this day. Most of those old PS2 games, they've aged like milk. I love them to death. I have fun with them, and they can still be a little freaky, but they're not gonna make you squeamish. That one still fucking gets me. Fatal Frame is so good.
You'd have to like figure out how it could because the game fucks with you, right? Like it pretends it's turning off.
Yeah.
So like if the reel goes off in the actual movie or something like that, that'd be cool. Great answer. Okay, so from the top, that was Skinny Puppy, Resident Evil, and Fatal Frame with a nod to not Silent Hill 3. Like just anything generally the opposite of that. But we got our new emo band, the Pop-Tart Jump Scares.
Pop-Tart Jump Scare, yeah.
And so hypothetical spectacle. So this is where we sort of like take your essence and like reimagine it as like a 90s sitcom or like a breakfast cereal or something. And we do this one a lot. But given your areas of expertise, I have to know, what hypothetically the Madison Gray video game would look like. Would this be like a Mega Man side scroller where the bosses are like Emo Man and C-Punk Man? Or would it be like an old school NES deja vu type game where you like solve a mystery? Like what would be the Madison Gray video game?
Well, C-Punk Man would be too busy arguing with people on Twitter what real C-Punk is. Emo Man would be too busy slicing his wrists up. So, that wouldn't work for that. But,
like that door opens and it's just a guy on a computer.
Yeah, no, literally. That was my favorite part of that video was because I didn't know about that aspect of it. It was just people on Twitter just fighting. Oh, it's not real C-Punk Man. Like, oh god, we're back to this. Anyway, if I was to do a video game based around my essence, I would probably do like. You ever heard of LSD Dream Emulator?
I've heard of it. Is it just like a weird trippy click through? Is that what I'm thinking of, or is it something?
Yeah, it's a walking sim from the PS1. You just see all these like trippy weirds, and they go from like, just kind of bizarre to cute to fucking terrifying. I probably want to do something like that because my favorite thing with anything I cover, and this is something that will probably make sense once I say it, is the key for me liking anything is atmosphere. That is what I lose my shit to. That's what I look for.
Atmosphere. And
so I want to do something like that, especially because, again, if we're talking about like my channel and stuff as like the basis for it, there's such a bizarre variety of goofy, absolutely retarded, stupid shit and dark stuff. And I'd love to kind of have the dichotomy of going from looking at like, I don't know, like Chris Chan or something and seeing like his world and then going directly into something like mouthwashing and just the whiplash of, okay, I just went from seeing some dude recycle his semen in Fanta and drink it, and now I'm watching a dude get chopped into pieces because some guy doesn't want to get caught for being an abuser.
Like you do. That's amazing. and sort of uniquely PlayStation 1, meaning that was such a Wild West time for video games. To my mind, I obviously have my allegiance to the old school NES, and that was just sort of us figuring it out. Like you could just go off and some Japanese company could make it, like there was like rogue video games, and the translations were all messed up and really unstandardized, and I think that came around again.
Congratulations.
You got it. It came around again in like PlayStation 1 world because you could modify it to play like Japanese games, and that when those like burning CDs was just sort of becoming inaccessible. Like the technology had been around, but it was accessible to people. So like the games got like proliferated in a weird way. There's a very sort of atmosphere of mystery to me around the PlayStation.
Well, to speak on that, the PlayStation. So I'm not one of those people that's like overly nostalgic out where I'm going to pretend like the old stuff is better because I grew up with it. I definitely really like where games are now, at least in like the indie space and stuff, especially people taking on those old styles and all that. And, I grew up with the 360 and all that. So obviously I have an allegiance to that. But my favorite thing about going back to especially the PlayStation 1 and the Dreamcast and even the Saturn, which everyone forgets the Saturn exists.
Yeah, right. You're a Saturn guy. Hell yeah.
That mentality that you're talking about, the NES and the Genesis and stuff, that still existed. So when you go and you look past like the Crash Bandicoots and stuff like that, and the games everyone knows on PlayStation 1, there's some real weird shit on there.
There's some weird shit out there.
Even when the games aren't good, there's so much like love and like innovation in those games.
Right.
Where like there was this one I just tried out last week because I like sailing the seven seas for ROMs, if you catch my drift.
Hey.
And I'm an emulation guy, so I've been kind of exploring the PS1's library beyond just the games I had when I was a little kid, and I found this one called Monkey Man. And it's like trying to do the whole Chinese Black Myth Wukong thing, but on the PS1. And it's like a rip-off Zelda, like not even Ocarina of Time, like old, like what do you call it? Link to the Past Zelda.
Okay.
And it's a terrible game. It plays like crap. But these models, and 3D models were new. It's like they wanted to show you everything they made. So from the loading screen to the music to again, just the way that they actually rendered everything. there's so much character in it, even again with these like crappy games,
right?
That you don't see anymore, and it's just a magic you can't get these days because everyone knows what to do. It reminds me of music in a lot of ways, where like again, being a post-hardcore guy and all that emo stuff. The reason why that old like 2000 stuff is way better than the 2010s is because it became pop with breakdowns. Because we found out what sells, we found out the cookie cut of the genre, and there's some good bands in that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just trying to be, oh, the old stuff is better. But when you go back to the 2000s and you look at these bands like Shiodos and My Chemical Romance and The Used, and then you look at other guys like Aiden and From First to Last. When you realistically listen to these bands, none of these guys fit on the same bill at a show, yet they're all playing the same bill at a show. You know what I mean? And it's kind of that vibe with video games, with that like PS1, PS2 era. It was before everything got, I guess, corporatized into this is how the sausage is made.
Yeah, very. That's why we love Madison Gray videos. That was some amazing insight. We usually close on this. Well, I was going to say what's next for the mighty Madison Gray, but as you're watching this, your latest video will have run.
Well, I can say what the next one is after that. Sure. I got that planned out. So I'm going to be doing we'll see how long I can actually make it because there's not a ton of history. And even though two of these guys actually are aware of me, which is mind-blowing because they're from one of my favorite bands of all time since I was 15, From First to Last. I'm going to be covering this little project they did called The Color of Violence, which a lot of people have just forgotten about because it was a small, very niche side project that they did in the late 2000s that had like roots earlier. They get called grindcore, but I would not call them that because they're not grindcore in the slightest.
All right.
It's mostly just like a ADHD, like hardcore is the best way to describe it. Really goofy song titles and lyrics, harsh music, but it's fun. It feels like an old like punk record, even though it's not even close. So I want to do a hidden gems video on them, since it feels like no one I know, even a lot of From First to Last fans, kind of forget that The Color of Violence exists. And the craziest part about that, it's a great fucking band name. The best part of that fucking band and that one album they did back in 2009 is it's got heavy hitters on it. So it's obviously got the From First to Last guys, which again, they're kind of a band a lot of people outside of the scene don't remember because they never hit that super high echelon, even though they were huge. You would probably not know their name, but recognize them because that's the band that Skrillex came from when he was 16. That's that band. But they were in it. But you had like the drummer of Daughters on that album, and Matt Mahana from I Set My Friends on Fire, if you know them, and like a bunch of like heavy cult scene hitters at the time from that whole emo wave and kind of the noise rock wave of that era too. So it's just kind of an anomaly of a record with, not just what it is, but also who's on it. And I love stuff like that when you find out someone's on there, kind of like it's kind of like finding Blacklight Burns for the first time, if you know who that band is.
I mostly listen to music by bald German dudes, so like I don't.
Yeah. Okay. So Blacklight Burns, I actually recommend this if you like more. I guess I wouldn't call it new metal, but like alternative metal, experimental kind of stuff with an industrial edge. Limp Bizkit's guitar player Wes Borland, when he was out of the band in 2007. Did this he started Blacklight Burns. It was kind of a solo project. He did this album, and it's mostly him and Danny Lohner of all people. And you've got Skrillex singing on it and all these guys on it. It's crazy. And it's just one of the best records I've ever heard, yet no one fucking remembers it. So
all right.
It's kind of one of those things. I love that stuff to death. It's always a treat.
Serving the cool shit in amber. That's what our guest does, and then makes dinosaurs out of it. So we'll definitely check that video out. Blacklight Burns. Good stuff. All right. So I haven't made a title for this yet, but it's becoming my favorite feature on the show, which is what we learned today. Our guest has all sorts of stuff. Check him out. Do you primarily push YouTube? Like, is that where we should be sending people?
Yeah, that's the primary place to find me at this point.
Gray Mads on YouTube. Let's plug your Patreon. What can I screwed that up?
Yeah.
What can patrons find at your wonderful Patreon?
Mostly just right now because time is a thing, and I've stretched myself too thin. It's mostly just if you want to support. I put previews there usually
Okay.
a couple weeks, about a month
Sick.
before anything comes up. I talk about a lot of projects there, and also you can hear my schizophrenic ramblings when I just feel like typing and ranting about whatever.
Well,
It's a tip jar. It's a tip jar. So you get a whole lot of nothing, but I get it, and that's what matters. Baby.
previews and ramblings are amazing when they come from specifically our guests. So check that out. Is it Madison Gray or Gray Mads on Patreon?
Madison Gray.
Madison Gray on Patreon. An amazing series of videos. I personally liked the agrotech one because that's my shit. Industrial music can be the future of it is a modifier for future genres. That sounds like it's going to be
It's a
awesome.
blender to throw whatever you want.
Yes.
And, before we close up,
Yeah,
can I,
man.
can I give a
Yeah,
shout out? Can I
do
say
it.
something special?
You can say whatever you want.
The only reason today happened is because I was vaguely aware of you as a cult figure, but I never got into you back in the day. About 2 years ago, one of my best friends, who I love them to death, Hive, I won't say their real name. They told me all about you,
Okay.
and they pushed me. So I want to thank Hive for allowing this to happen, because you become one of my favorite people online.
Oh,
Because
thank you.
you, not to kiss your ass too much, but I have to say, in a in the modern internet, I'm so used to unlikable fucks everywhere. You're one of the most kind and fun people I've ever had the pleasure of watching and now interacting with.
Aw,
So shout out to Hive, and also shout out to you. I'm actually really happy to be on this show.
Thank you. Well, obviously I am king of the Nazis or whatever they say.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
when I'm not causing a genocide, I'm not a bad dude. I think you're the first person I've that said that they've gotten into my output post like the fall or whatever. So that means a lot to me. Thank you. Hell yeah. All right. Let me know if you need a remix or something, man. That'd be great.
Hell yeah, I probably will.
All right, cool. That's not an idle threat. I'll totally do one. We got into some cool cryptid talk. I learned about walkers in is it like San Francisco or just California in general?
Yeah. So that weird rake thing is if that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not. It's something else. That's in North Carolina, but the San Francisco
okay.
walkers. You should look footage of them up. It looks goofy, but it's been captured well before AI and all that stuff.
Very cool.
They're these weird. They look like if you tied shoestrings into an A shape and they just kind of walk.
Interesting. Okay, because it's like I used to live in Boston, and we took a trip to the Cryptid Museum in Portland, Maine, and that's a lot of fun. And they had this one. It's the thing that stuck out to me the most was just this little sort of side part of the museum that just had animals that we thought were cryptids till we found them. Like
the Okapi and stuff, right?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like they just had it year by year. Like it was called Yesterday's Cryptids, and the Okapi was one of them. And so it's like it's not inconceivable that it could be some crazy stuff.
Well, that's what it is. That's the thing. Like this is probably where some people will call me a conspiracy theorist, and I actually love conspiracy theories, so people can kiss my ass on that. But with cryptozoology, and I have a love-hate relationship with science. I find science to be really interesting, but I hate this weird, like, this is real science and this is pseudoscience.
Okay.
There's some stuff that's very obviously pseudoscience. Yeah, that's somebody rambling. But with cryptozoology, it's like, oh, that's all pseudoscience. And, like, yeah, it doesn't follow the scientific method, but it led us to discover so many animals, like the giant squid and the okapi. And it's like, yeah, stuff starts out as weird, like, mythological figures or weird, things people think they saw. That doesn't mean it's not real just because it turns out to be something different. It's like Bigfoot, right? Like, yeah, Bigfoot probably doesn't exist. The Sasquatch probably isn't a thing. But who's to say there's not some undiscovered species of bear or great ape that's very solitary that's living out there?
Could be a thing. Like I was so disappointed, like because I love cryptids, and after I moved to here in Knoxville, Tennessee / outer space, I was like, okay, what are the local cryptids? And all we got is the Tennessee wild man. Like, we have a crazy guy. Like, that's it. Like, that's our cryptid. Like, just some.
You guys got woods. There's something scary out there.
Yeah, that's what I would hope. Not just a wild man. Like,
well, you guys got Indian reservations out there, right?
Probably. Yeah, there's probably some pet
Then
cemetery
there's some form of Wendigo or something.
Oh yeah, we'll go full Lovecraft. We'll get some Wendigo out there. If you are a content creator out there, as I know some of you in the chat too, on this. Wait, we're backwards here. I have to think about it. On this side of the screen are you would do well to visualize your specific audience. Radiation Round, Skinny Puppy, Resident Evil, and we'll look forward to that Fatal Frame movie. And the Madison Gray video game would be a PS1, very atmospheric LSD simulator sort of thing. Yeah, that sounds awesome. No Pop-Tart scares in the whole game, though. Although maybe that's like the boss is like a Pop-Tart scare.
Yeah, fucking fought my personal grudge against the world.
Right, that's what you have
movies
to fight.
For me forever.
I love it. It's neat. Now I have to see it. Like, that's just gonna be like my go-to. Like,
it's so bad.
Cutaway.
It is inconceivably bad. Anyway, sorry to be interrupted.
Oh no. That's fine. Like you watch these big budget movies and you're like, this had to go through like 100 people. Did nobody just
blows my mind.
Right.
Movie theaters are dying because these fucking idiots can't just like make a movie. And it's like, how did you forget how did we go from the 80s to 90s, even the 2000s? Everyone likes to pretend it was a bad time for movies. Look, we got bad movies, but good bad movies like Ultraviolet, okay?
Oh, yeah, early 2000, like the
Equilibrium's
Room, like
another
classic movie. It was like 2002 or 3. Which one was the other one that spoke over you?
Equilibrium is such an underloved gem. Have you ever seen that one?
Oh yeah,
it's a Christian Bale movie.
I saw that in the theater, and then the Temu Matrix. It's good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. it's good.
There's some good shit in it. Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how we've forgotten how to make movies, or like who's getting these fucking jobs, man. Because I see shit on YouTube and I see stuff on like, Odyssey and all that, but it's like nobody's, that are just working with something like that Kane Pixels guy, right? That he's doing the Backrooms movie that's coming out, and his whole YouTube series, kind of spawned that. And it's like these guys literally work with nothing but Blender and After Effects, and they're able to do better shit than entire studios with billions of dollars.
Do you ever see not the Wolverine, but Wolverine Origins, like the really shitty one? Like, there's this scene where like,
when I was a kid.
It's not worth a rewatch, but like he's in a bathroom and like his claws are doing some weird shit, and it looks like sub Toy Story bad. The worst CGI claws.
Okay.
And
CGI. That's another thing. What happened to CGI? Because every movie I see now is CGI. It's like, we have inflated budgets. We have infinite budgets now, and it looks worse than Pirates of the Caribbean, which is what, 2002? How?
It looks worse than Star Wars 1979.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, that's practical. That looks good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it looks good. Like it just looks better. Like the human eye detects it. Like better than like, I'm looking at an animation right now. Like that's just where we go and we're used to it.
Well, but even with CGI, I've gotten into the last 10 years, like Korean horror and stuff. Have you ever looked at the Korean stuff?
I have. It's
wild.
Pretty intense.
It's wild, and it's like they're working with no budget half the time, like a quarter of what we work with. And no budget in terms of movie budgets. So
like
anyone who doesn't know movie budgets,
that was amazing. That came out a long time ago.
Dude, the host is sick as shit, and so is like I Saw the Devil. Like if you want to consider that horror, I do because it's fucking creepy as shit. But it's like you're able to do so much, and it's like how is everyone beating Hollywood's ass when we're the home of cinema?
Yeah.
We made this shit. How?
We made this shit. How? It's our thing, and it's like, Well,
I can't wait for another fucking movie about some woman discovering her sexuality or some fucking guy going on a hero's journey while being an asshole the whole time.
It's all gonna
ruining
fall.
the entire idea.
It's all gonna fall. Like there's no that model is absolutely unsustainable. Even if it wasn't undertaken by the worst people in the world, the entire like the whole rock star thing, like the 80s rock star arena legend is out the window. Like it may be in certain cases, but it's certainly not as prevalent. And I think that's just where movie stars are going to go now. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, we don't have any movie stars. I mean, actually,
right?
it's funny. We're talking about movies, rambling about it now. Something that I noticed not too long ago.
This is the longest post-show Space Couch ever.
Hell yeah. Hey, look, I can yap all day.
Okay.
Is when it comes to like movie stars, we stopped getting them after like 2013. Have you noticed that? It's the same fucking guys.
Like who?
Yeah,
who
like
you
had
say. Like nobody.
And the ones that are big now, like Keanu Reeves is big again. They're recycled. Look, I like some of these guys, but they're microwave leftovers. We don't have new blood.
We're on Mission Impossible 20,000. Like what?
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is this, right? When it comes to movies, how is it that Markiplier, some goofy fuck who plays video games and pretends to be scared of shit for 5-year-olds, how is that guy able to make a better horror movie than major studios like Blumhouse with endless amounts of money and talent?
It's a great point, and I don't know. Would that I did. I think horror lends itself maybe to more than other genres to amazing storytelling, and you can get away with more by doing less. I think the horror genre helps. Like if I was to do like a sci-fi show, and it's been done, but it's harder to do like low budget amazing sci-fi because you expect on a certain level like space battles and stuff, but it's not the law. Like Babylon 5 is probably my favorite show of all time, and that was made on a fucking Amiga. Like it's like low tech as it gets. So it's an interesting point you raise. I do got. Speaking of space, though, I am going to bring this flying couch back on into the station. Madison Gray, thank you not only for your content, but for this amazing post-show movie talk. We should just do a movie podcast at this point.
I'd be down, dude. I'd be down to watch a movie and we can do shit.
All right.
Yo, if you're serious, hit me up.
let's slate that. I'll show you some of my favorite bad ones. We could do Super Mario Brothers. We'll figure it out. But until then, this is Brian for Space Couch for Madison Gray saying call the spaceships to Davenport, prepare for Divanarchy, and interface with the couch in space. Space Couch out! Awesome! I let us talk over the end credits here. But I'll stop the recording.